about empathy. Let's be polite as we transition to the carpet. 2, walk. Penny was polite. He allowed Juan and Ureli to walk first. Haley, first available spot. Jonathan, we're moving up, first available space. Alan, move up. Forward, Jason. Marcos, I want you to You're sitting down, I want you to pull out your draft paper. I want you to pull out your adaptation sheet. Wow, Merrick is showing that he's ready. He has his draft paper out. He has his adaptation paper out. Once you are ready, track me, sit and spark. Just like Merrick. Wow. So impressive. So impressive, Marcos. I see that Marcos is ready. I have Celeste ready. I have Brandon showing that he's ready. Our hands are in spark. We are showing that we're ready with straight backs and tracking. We will begin when I have 100% straight backs, eyes tracking, hands in spark. CalBears, I've noticed that we've made so much progress in our story drafts. You've done a wonderful job of making sure that your stories include what the character says. What is that called? Dialogue. What the character says, that's called? Dialogue. I am so impressed, Lance, with how much dialogue you have included in your stories. I've noticed one thing, however. We sometimes forget how dialogue should be punctuated. It's a small thing, but it makes a big difference when a reader's reading what the character says. Track this board up here. When we write a piece of dialogue, just like when the wolf says, what does the wolf say in the Three Little Pigs? I'll huff and I'll puff. I'll stop it there. It is important to show our readers, Brandon, with a comma, where our dialogue begins. We always have a comma separating the speaker tag and the piece of dialogue. What's most important of all when we are writing Oswaldo dialogue? Don't look at your papers yet. I'll give you a chance. What is most important of all when we are writing dialogue? I should see every CalBear hand up. What is most important of all when we are writing dialogue? Freddie. Lynn. Quotation mark tells us when the dialogue begins and ends. Quotation mark.
Quotation mark. Quotation mark. Inside the middle.
Repeat after me. Quotation mark.
Quotation mark.
Quotation mark.
Quotation mark.
In the middle is what they said.
In the middle is what they said.
Back in spark. Alex. We are all doing our chant. Quotation mark.
Quotation mark.
Quotation mark.
Quotation mark.
In the middle is what they said.
In the middle is what they said.
On your own. Ready?
Quotation mark. Quotation mark. In the middle is what they say.
What the character says is our dialogue, is our
dialogue.
I want you to now review your stories, but there's a twist, don't start yet, to look for proper punctuation. We all know that every piece of dialogue should be punctuated inside of the quotation marks. Where should it go?
Inside the quotation marks.
We're going to review each other's work to make sure that our dialogue, Kenny, is properly punctuated. Here's the twist, Lance. Get ready. Ready for the twist. You're going to have an opportunity to review your partner's work. So when I say go, you're going to turn and trade your papers. If your partner, Alex, has not included dialogue, it is very important for you to make sure to write that note onto your partner's paper. You should tell them to include dialogue. To what?
Include dialogue.
Ready? Don't begin until I say. Ready, turn. You may talk in threes if you need to. Green row, turn to the person behind you. Green row turns to the person behind them. You can work with, you're turning to, so you two, Jeremy and Haley, David and Brandon. We have not started yet. Track me once you turn. You are now going to trade papers. Trade papers. Ready to go. Tracking me in Sparkin 5. Sparkin 4. Lance is already there. 3. Jason's there. Alan's there. 2. Tracking me for directions in. 1. Showing that we're ready, I have Alan. Nice being empathetic. 0. You're now going to silently review your partner's story. You are looking for dialogue. Jaden, if your partner has not included dialogue, you need to write that note onto their paper. Ninja 1, Ninja 2, Ninja 3. You might also be empathetic as well. Don't think about how your partner feels. Maybe write something nice. Write what you like about the story. Go. We are silently reading Cow Bears. My instructions were to read your partner's work silently and check for dialogue silently. Go. Come here, come on. I know you know better. To watch how you look through your partner's paper. Silently, Alan, looking for dialogue. Really? Is he having trouble reading your handwriting? Eric writing a nice note to his partner about how neat their handwriting is. We are silently, Alan, reviewing our partner's work. Kenny, we are silently reviewing our partner's work. You are silently reading. Did he include dialogue? I'm already seeing dialogue that isn't properly punctuated. So go back and help him with the punctuating this My original instructions were to silently review your partner's work. I see some of us are having trouble reading each other's handwriting, so it is okay for you to speak in a zone 1 if your partner needs help reading your handwriting. We are not talking, Alan, about our feedback until Miss Salamine says to do so. You may read handwriting only. Ready? Go. That's a nice note. Dialogue. Is the dialogue properly punctuated? Waterfall, waterfall. You may now talk to your partner and discuss your feedback. If your partner didn't, I did not say go yet. I have Nara, Jason, I have Alan. If your partner, Isabella, did not include dialogue, maybe you can suggest where that dialogue can go. You can say things like, oh, I see the wolf is huffing and puffing at this part of the story. Why don't you say what the wolf, why don't you write what the wolf is saying? That's an example of something you can tell your partner. Ready? Go. So maybe Marcos has a nice One more minute to finish your feedback.